Just over a year since its original release on Xbox Series consoles and PC, Hellblade 2 has been brought to PlayStation 5 consoles, along with many new updates to boot. The key improvement for console players is the game is now playable at 60 frames per second rather than the 30 FPS the game was limited to before. I want to address the difference this makes to the game, along with my general impressions of the game on the whole. Let's begin by talking about the game's story. Hellblade 2 follows Senua's story of both physical and psychological survival through Viking Iceland, tormented by her past and the ongoing battle with the psychosis she suffers from. Much of the story and gameplay sections become a metaphor for the human condition, fighting against your inner demons, your past, and finding strength to carry on, even through the most dire situations. Unlike the first game, Senua encounters many characters who have reason to distrust her motives or wish to see her dead. But these characters go on to play a crucial role in her character development throughout the game's events. As mentioned earlier, Senua suffers from a condition called psychosis, which means she hears multiple voices in her head, battling for control over her mind. Think of this like a constant angel and devil on your shoulders, giving perspective on everything Senua does. In story terms, this increases your empathy for Senua as you play the game. You catch yourself trying to agree or disagree with the perspectives in her head, immersing you in her character's struggles.
I see through your lies, and I will show them how to see as I do.
Hellblade 2 is a linear, almost guided experience when it comes to level design, with three main categories of gameplay. These are exploration, environmental puzzles, and combat arenas. From the game's stunning cutscenes, you'll seamlessly transition to exploring the Icelandic environment, Viking camps and villages. Along the way, you may come across two distinct kinds of collectibles. One provides snippets of lore upon collection, while the hidden paths collectibles don't really seem to have any real payoff. Just like the first game, you'll come across blocked off areas that require Senua to observe the environment around her, to find symbols made up from objects and parts of the landscape, in order to progress to the next area. I think some players will love the thrill of the hunt for these symbols, while others may find these sections a little frustrating. There are some other light puzzle sections in the middle of the game that require a different type of environmental observation and interaction, but I don't want to spoil these as they are a visually striking part of the game that you need to discover firsthand so they have the right impact. Mixed in with the exploration and light puzzling, you'll have what are best described as combat arenas. Senua will be faced with back-to-back one-on-one battles with enemies of increasing number and challenge as the game progresses. It's clear that combat has been a key area of improvement from the first game. Combat is extremely tense, superbly animated, and has a satisfying weight to it without feeling clunky. Combat options remain the same as the first game, with light and heavy attacks, dodge, and blocking available. But despite this rather limited number of player inputs, the variety in the animations has been improved tremendously. Slash marks and litres of blood drench the bodies of your enemies, and each kill seems to trigger a bespoke kill animation, which are highly visceral. My issue with Hellblade 2's gameplay relates to lack of variety, along with the niggling feeling that the game could do with a bit more going on. There are many battles throughout the game, but each play out more or less the same as the last one. Plus, some puzzles are used multiple times. I couldn't tell you what I think the game is missing, but I do feel like the game needs more variety when it comes to gameplay. While Senua's Saga may have issues with gameplay, it excels as both a visual and auditory experience. Unreal Engine 5 has been used to create truly lifelike environments which appear completely bespoke from any other part of the game. Each environment feels like it's been handcrafted to look more like a real place than a video game, thanks to the incredible level of fidelity, unique textures, landscape deformation, and the ability to inspect some of the smaller details in the environment which hold up really well upon close inspection. As previously mentioned, the animation quality is fantastic, the character performances are brilliantly acted, and this translates into an equally brilliant result in game. From an audio perspective, this game is simply outstanding, without a doubt one of the best audio experiences I've ever had. Binaural audio is used to create a 3D landscape that's able to place Senua's psychosis and many other sounds with pinpoint accuracy. You truly feel like you're experiencing psychosis for yourself. It doesn't stop there. Every sound in the game, from weapon strikes to thunderstorms, sounds like the game devs have put in the time and effort to meticulously record the real thing. So the audio is so clean and crisp, it's brilliant. The accompanying soundtrack, if you can call it that, is well produced and is even timed to a dynamic environment in one section of the game, which is really cool. All in all, if you're into audio design and appreciation, I cannot recommend playing this game enough. As mentioned in the video intro, the primary upgrade in the Enhanced Edition is the ability to play the game in 60 FPS. Up to this point in the review, I've deliberately only shown 30 FPS footage, so you can see this jump for yourself. The increased frame rate has a minor impact on visual quality, but has a significant influence on the game's overall responsiveness and fluidity. This is most noticeable in combat sections, where you get a dramatic enhancement to the game's animations, better input response, and activating Senua's mirror no longer feels like the game is ground to a halt. For those playing on PlayStation 5 Pro, I'd recommend choosing the TSR upscaler over PSSR. TSR seems to offer superior image stability compared to using PSSR. If you go into the game's menu and use the game's compare feature, you can see that TSR has less fizzling and artifacts, leading to a better presentation in my opinion. PlayStation 5 and Series X appear to have visual parity across the quality and performance modes. Compared to PS5 Pro, the base consoles still look good, but with a slight reduction in clarity in the quality mode. The PS5 Pro delivers a much more noticeable improvement when using the 60 FPS mode, and is definitely the best way to play on console, as should be expected. In addition to performance enhancements, this Enhanced Edition comes with Dark Rot mode. Available after completing the game, this mode offers advanced difficulty and Senua can only make a limited number of mistakes. Much like the first game, each death means the rot starts to take over Senua's body, and dying too many times will end the game. Also available after completing the game, different narrators can be selected for both the standard mode and Dark Rot mode, which gives players the opportunity to gain a different perspective on the game's events. I pretty much breezed through the standard game and then died to the first enemy you fight in Dark Rot mode, so good luck with that one. Hellblade 2 is highly accomplished as a visual and auditory experience, but falters in gameplay variety. Being a fantastic visual and auditory experience will satisfy some gamers, but will leave others longing for a more fleshed out gameplay experience. What exactly this would entail, I do not know. The same could also be said for the game's story, which does enough to keep the game ticking along, but isn't exactly brimming with gripping moments. Thank you for checking out my review of Hellblade 2.